Good afternoon. It's Wednesday, August 22nd. So this is just a follow-up at 3:15 Eastern Time to the pre-market and the sort of possible ideas of things that might happen today and how they played out. So the first, the odds high that we were going to open in range and value, and then look to buy the value area low, value area high. So that actually kind of went a little bit wonky to start with, because this red letter A right here at I think 29.75 or 28.75. So this chart's in ones. It helps to kind of compress it a little bit to make it a little bit more digestible on the eyes and visible on the screen. We opened here, I believe, about 28.75, and that's just below the value area low. Okay, now we're still in range, but we're at the extreme of value. So does that mean that we can't buy the value area low? Or what's the game? We had a poor low yesterday, and this chart does not have the overnight on it, but I had identified that looked like that might actually hold, and it did. So we broke through yesterday's poor low, and this is a VPOC from way back that it actually, a volume point of control, a naked volume point of control that it revisited and rejected. So I want to point you to the minute chart. Now I don't use this chart to trade off or anything, but it will help for illustration purposes of kind of how it played out. This is a period, so we opened again right here under. We traded up above value a little bit, came right back out of it. So we looked at rejected value, and the idea was to see what happens once it traded through the prior low of the day. Are we going to get continuation? Because that was one of the continuation to the downside. So we wanted to negative market internals, high confidence open, and it did appear we had a high confidence open. It just ticked up a bit and then shot right down. So rejected right out of value, and taking out the poor low, which it did, and the overnight low, which it did not. We did not have great momentum, and we did not have over time value that was really significantly overlapping to lower. This is actually more readable a little bit later on in the session versus the first couple minutes, but we didn't get anywhere near the overnight low, and so that was sort of off the table. We aren't doing continuation at this point, so we're waiting to see. Nothing wrong with waiting to see. How many times are we going back through the open? Are we going to get back into yesterday's range? How's that going to play out? So another thing we're looking for is a retracement of yesterday's range. Doesn't mean just because we took out this low, which was something that we sort of anticipated because we were trading down in this area towards the open. Now we actually came down a little further right into the open because there was news at 8:30. Durable goods orders, that information was out. All right, so let's kind of look at what happened. Let me move this out of the way. So we came back into range. This is a trade. This is the prairie dog stuff I talk about. Works both ways on the upside and downside. All right, we kind of looked out of the hole to the downside here and then popped back in. Well, this is a long. I believe I took a long there, and I don't remember where I got out. Excuse me. I'd have to go back and look at the exact numbers. I don't remember, but this is a trade that is a very likable trade. But I do know for sure. So I don't remember what I did in here. I had a very, very good day. But what I did do is when we came into B period, okay, we opened right above the value area low, and I don't remember how I did this. I mean, this is hours ago now. I guess I should go back and kind of look at the numbers or have it so I can see exactly, because I don't remember if I got. No, I don't. I wouldn't have got long right on the open. I wouldn't have done that. I think what happened was this. I got long against the value area low. Now remember, I'm looking at market internals, and it's telling me it's slightly positive. And we did not hold below yesterday's low. So this was one of the trades, to trade against the value area low. Now ideally we wanted to build value in here first and then make a move back to it. But the concept is the same. This is a balance area. We got to think of the value area as a balance area, and we couldn't stay below it. We tried to get out of it a couple times, but look, let's see my time to try to get out of it besides the first part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So over about 35 minutes, 11 of those minutes, well, longer, more than that. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So it tried like 25 times to stab below it and stay below it, and it couldn't do it. 25 minutes out of 35 minutes. And then we finally back in here, and other things are indicating it's probably gonna hold. We had a Gravestone Doji down here in the minute chart. Now I was not looking at this, but this is one way to tell it. We've got a reversal pattern. So I guess maybe I ought to look at a minute chart. This is pretty visible. You got a Gravestone type of, well, is that a Gravestone Doji? Whatever it is, it's a kind of it's a hammer, I think, like a hammer Doji or something. And you've got a reversal pattern, and we close back above the value area low, and yesterday's close. You can probably barely see it. This is a close. So anyway, I got long here, okay, and I took this up to, I believe, yesterday's volume point of control, because I do remember just after that it popped. But this was a nice little trade from about 29.5 to 36.5. That's like 5-6 points, Anyway, so the idea then, of course, in B period is now we are looking for a trade to the other side of the range. And we bought the value area low, and are we going to get to the other side of the value area? And we did. It wasn't really exactly the 80% rule that the criteria were met, but the concept was the same. And then the other idea was to look, because again, the market internals were not significantly positive. They were getting kind of positive. It was a little bit sketchy, but when it hit that value area high exactly, we're looking for a reversal. And we have sort of mixed market internals, slow tempo. We had all that. We did build some value inside the value area, and then we moved to the value area high. Well, I did not short it exactly at the B high, but we opened in C period, and I got short, I believe, right at 42.25, somewhere right in here. I think I got short on this move back up. So if you look at it on the profile, you can see, let me split it here. So let me split it out. The B hit the value area high, and it would have been great for me to hold on to this for this whole thing, but you know what? Already 35-40 minutes into the day, I want to take that profit right here, and I didn't have enough to kind of keep one on, okay. But then the idea was, well, it can short here because all you got to risk is just the value area high. It's not much. Put a limit in here, right? Market of touch, however you want to get in, if you think it's going to pull off, or you could be above this little, volume node right here where it's only 1 wide and 3 wide there. It's still not a lot of risk to try to short this, right? If this would have made a poor high, I might have considered scratching it or want to pull your stop in to like 2 ticks above it or something like that. Anyway, so this trade worked really well. I shorted it. How far did I go? Did I go all the way down here to the volume point of control, or the overnight? The volume point of control, or all the way down here trying to get to the other side. Now we've got possibly the 80% rule type of dynamic. No, I got out right at the contract volume point of control, right here. I'm pretty sure that's where I got out. So let's see, 2.5 points, something like that. Nice little trade. Took a piece of that. And then from there, I took off. I wish I would have stayed, because here we go to, maybe you're going to take back trade to the other side of range, because that was sort of one of the ideas retracement of yesterday's range, low to high. So we went low. We took out yesterday's low. We came back in. Longs were on. And now the idea is to trade to the other side of yesterday's range. Well, had I not taken off to go do some other things, that almost played out. May yet today. But we traded, we made a jump towards yesterday's high. That was a nice move, right? So let's see what that would have looked like in D period here. I only lettered it to there for the example purposes. You can see I put some letters in right there. Let's see, C. This is D right here. Let's see. Right here. Yeah. Well, one could have taken a little breakout of this range right here. Or traded against this volume point of control or this open if you believed it was going to go higher. Or waited till you got it. Now this looks like it just popped right through. Okay, this like, I don't know how much, this is a minute chart, so I don't know how much back and forth that would have given you an opportunity to get long against the value area high on a move up and back down. It almost looks like it just exploded right up, and that's probably what happened. But anyway, there was this played out. So let's just go ahead and wrap it up now. Just a moment. All right. I should have. I think I should start writing in like on a one lot what each one of these would be in point. So anyway, we've got open range in value. Well, we were just a tick out of value, but we opened in range and buying the value area low and value area high. That worked. Okay, it worked twice. You could have bought it and shorted it. Continuation to the downside. This did not work, and it wasn't even actually eligible to be tried unless you were extremely aggressive and wanted to short that poor low yesterday or wanted to trade against it on a little bit of a retracement. You didn't get much if you did, but this was not continuation. It was an attempt. Continuation would have been getting below the overnight low and building momentum and volume and all that kind of stuff. Let's see, retracement of yesterday's range low to high. That worked. Doesn't mean it has to go to the high of the tick, but that played out. It came close, right? Traded the other side of range, and that's what it did. It was on the other side of the range. You could get long against against inflection points, like I was talking about in D period. If you felt like, well, we're going to break this initial balance, we're going to come back up, you could have gotten long against the open, against this volume point of control. Market materials no more than slightly negative. Actually, they were slightly positive. Attenuation on new lows, quick pop-ups on pushes down, majority of volume value within the prior day's range, which was the case at that point in time. Take out the previous. We didn't get there, so this did not happen yet. Okay, so 2 out of 4, actually 3. There were at least 3 great opportunities here. There's one other thing I want to point out on A and B period. So one thing I noticed as well that you're going to see. So let me split C off here and then merge it because this is important. This is something I noticed, okay? See the volume profile? We opened here, traded all the way down. Look at this. Look at how the volume dropped off. This was not a sign of continuation. All the volume that was being built. Let me just even split B off of here. Okay. You can see the majority of it was in A period. It was all in range and in value. It was like sort of 50-50 right here, okay? We didn't have any volume below yesterday's low at all. And then when it came back up through here, you're looking at possibly trading the other side at least of this little profile. Coming back through the open, maybe there's going to be some back and forth, right? But then B period opened. Again, it came down, not much volume at all. Attenuation is what I call it. And then right above it, you've got volume built, and then a little volume built here. I mean, heck, somebody could have even gotten long here against one of these edges and this A high, anticipating a move up. So anyway, All right, hope you had a great day yourself, and thank you very much. Please like the video so I know that somebody watches it till the end. Thank you very much.